30 seconds. Seconds. It's joy to meditate. It's joy to be in silence. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0. Okay friends, నిదానంగా మీ రెండు చేతుల్ని కళ్ళ మీద ఉంచుకొని నిదానంగా మీ కళ్ళను తెరవవచ్చు. నమస్కారం అండి, అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నూతన సంవత్సర శుభాకాంక్షలు అందరికీ కూడా. సో ఈరోజు పెద్ద ప్రత్యేకమైన దినమేం కాదు. ఒక ధ్యానికి ఇదేం ప్రత్యేకమైన దినమేం కాదు. ఎందుకంటే ప్రతి క్షణము మనం ఒక నూతనంగా కొత్త కోణంలో చూడడం అనేది మనం చేస్తూనే ఉంటాము. We give too much importance to this new year, but every single moment is new for us. For every meditator, it is very new. We all experience this new year in a different way, like full of wine, going to pubs, dance, wine, but we celebrate through divine. We drink divine. And friends, today when I was asked about the topic, what topic you'd like to speak, I said aligned to the divine plan. That's the topic I have given. So that came spontaneously to me, but I have not planned anything about what to speak to you. I just came here. ప్రతి ఒక్కటి కూడా ఆవు కథే. ఆవు కథ మీకు అందరికీ తెలుసండి. ఆవు కథ స్కూల్లో చిన్న పిల్లవాడికి పరీక్ష వచ్చింది, ఎగ్జామ్ టైం. బాగా ఆవు గురించి బాగా చదివాడు. ఎగ్జామ్ హాల్కి వెళ్ళాడు, కానీ ఏరోప్లేన్ గురించి అక్కడ క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది అనమాట, ప్రశ్న. ఆ పిల్లవాడు తెలివిగా ఎట్లా రాశాడంటే సమాధానం, ఏరోప్లేన్ లో నేను ఎక్కాను, ఏరోప్లేన్ లో పైనుంచి కిందకి చూస్తే అక్కడ ఆవు కనిపించింది. ఆవుకి 2 చెవులున్నాయి, 2 కొమ్ములున్నాయి, తోక ఉంది. ఆవు గురించి రాశాడు. మనందరిది కూడా ఆవు కథే, మనకు తెలిసిందే మనం చెప్తాం అంతే. సో ఈరోజు కూడా నాకు తెలిసింది నేను చెప్తాను మీకు. అలైన్ టు ద డివైన్ ప్లాన్. సో మనమందరం కూడా ఈ పదాలని చక్కగా అర్థం చేసుకుందాం ఈరోజు. అలైన్మెంట్ అనేది ఒక పదం ఉంది ఇక్కడ, డివైన్ అనే ఇంకొక వర్డ్, ప్లాన్ అనే 3వ వర్డ్. ఈ మూడింటిని మనం అర్థం చేసుకుని మూడింటిని కంబైన్ చేద్దాం. మనకు కరెక్ట్గా అర్థమవుతుంది ఏంటనేది. ఈరోజు చక్కగా మీరు టైం తీసుకుని ఈ యొక్క చక్కని మెడిటేషన్ సెషన్కి మీరందరూ ఈరోజు రావడం నాకు చాలా ఆనందంగా అనిపిస్తుంది. రియల్గా సెలబ్రేషనే. Appreciate all of you for taking out your time to come here to meditate together. And I thank on this day everyone who are instrumental in building the campus, this academy, starting with Rajsekhar and Sridevi, who are very pure beings, very generous, compassionate beings, who offered this place for spiritual spreading, spiritual meditation, spiritual science. They given this place, offered their services, their time, and thank you Sridevi and Rajsekhar for this beautiful generosity and there are thousands others who joined to take it forward. Later this campus has grown so vast, so big. Now it is becoming a big institute called Navya Takshasila Atma Vidya Peetham. It's nothing but Life University. We very fondly we call this as Life University. It's a విశ్వవిద్యాలయం. మన ఫ్యూచర్లో మనం నిర్మించుకోబడుతున్నటువంటి ఫ్యూచర్ విశ్వవిద్యాలయము. సో ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఎంతో మంది దీనిలో వారి వంతు కృషి వారు చేస్తూ ఈ యొక్క చక్కని ఈ ఆత్మజ్ఞానం సంబంధించినటువంటి ధ్యానం సంబంధించినటువంటి ఈ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ గ్రో అయ్యేట్లు చేస్తున్నారు ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు కూడా. అండ్ ఇట్స్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది డివైన్ ప్లాన్. దీన్నే మనం డివైన్ ప్లాన్ అని అంటాం. దివ్య ప్రణాళిక, డివైన్ ప్లాన్. మన దివ్య ప్రణాళికకు మనం ఎప్పుడు కూడా అనుసంధానమై ఉండాలి, అలైన్ అయి ఉండాలి. మనకి ఎన్నో టెంప్టేషన్స్, డిస్ట్రాక్షన్స్ చాలా వస్తుంటాయి. ఎన్నో డిస్ట్రాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. నేను 1987లో మెడికల్ స్టూడెంట్గా జాయిన్ అయినప్పుడు నాకు చాలా డిస్ట్రాక్షన్స్, ఎన్నో డిస్ట్రాక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ప్రతి యువతకి, టీనేజర్కి అందరికీ డిస్ట్రాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. Given a chance, they want to go into the drugs, smoking, alcohol, and gossiping, wasting time, all that. Given a chance, it's too much distractions outside world. Everyone. That's now the present generation. If you just open the television channels, you will see yesterday what happened. Everyone, every youth in the pubs, and why they're dancing, they don't know. Why they're drinking, they don't know. Why they're taking drugs, they don't know. They just lost somewhere. So in 1987, my journey began that way. I don't know what to do that time. So there is a divine plan. We all are divine beings who are born here, who came down here to the earth plane. We are all divine beings. This is the first principle we need to understand, recognize, because it's for everyone. Everyone will come to know that they are divine beings very soon. 1987, that happened to me when the book came to my hands. The name of the book is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. That book has touched somewhere a part of my soul, my heart. My soul is touched through that book. That moment, something started opening up in me. I was a closed person, but something opened. Just one single book. And after that, meeting my Guru, Brahmashri Patriji, who introduced me to path of meditation. He taught me the simple method, Anapanasati meditation. Just watching the breath, this practice. And this practice, breath watching, this method, changed my whole life. Just practice of meditation. And meeting this master, Patriji, is also a divine plan, a part of a divine plan. I never planned to meet a guru, and I didn't know that there are gurus like that who will teach meditation. It's part of the plan. So at that point of time, I don't know how to connect the dots. I was just going from one dot to the other dot, not knowing the greater meaning or purpose of why I'm experiencing certain things, why I'm meeting certain people. So it happened after 10 years of this journey from 1987, I started understanding, connecting the dots. I understood the complete picture. I understood there is a plan. There is a divine plan. So friends, if we are not aligned, we experience chaos. Alignment is the most important aspect of everyone's life. Think about anything that is not aligned in your own body. Something is not aligned in your body. What happens with that misalignment? You experience ill health, disease state, and discomfort, pain comes. Any misalignment, it creates suffering. So in your body itself, there is a misalignment between your endocrine glands, for example, or between the organs, between the cells in the body. There is a misalignment, miscommunication, there is alignment is missing. What happens? We experience a lot of disorders. In a family, there is a misalignment between father, mother, child. Everyone is misaligned. What happens with that misalignment? Again, there is a kind of disorder in the family. There is going to be conflicts that arises, fights that comes, arguments that begins, and suffering that finally results into. People experience suffering when there is misalignment. And there is a greater misalignment that happens with our own divine nature. What we see with our eyes is not the only reality that exists. We generally think that, oh, I'm just this physical, sensory, five sensory being, but it's not the whole truth. It's only a partial truth. We are much more than that. So a point will come to everyone's life where we realize that I'm not just this human personality, but I am the divine. I am divine being living in this human personality system. Particularly when we enter into path of meditation, we get to know and understand and experience who we truly are. You're all divine beings. One simple example, there are two states, Narudu, Narayanudu. There are two words, Nara Narayana. These two words we keep hearing in India. So in the creation process, initially there is an absolute, Narayana, or we can call it as a Paramatma, we can call it as a source or a Purnatma, whatever the name that we give to that. It is the state of being that was existing even prior to everything that we are experiencing here. And that Narayana state, it came down as a Nara state, Narudu. And the relationship between Narudu and Narayana is somewhere it's lost, disconnection happened. Narudu thought that I am different, divine is somewhere else. I am not divine. I am just a human personality system here, living in this plane. But in our journey of meditation or spirituality, we realize that, and this Nara, Narayana are not different. Narayana has come down as Narudu. That greater consciousness has come down as this Jivatma, this Amshatma, this Divya Chaitanyam. We all the divine beings, embodiment of that Narayanas, embodiment of Paramatmas, embodiment of that God, whatever the name that we give it to it, it's the divine nature that we experience here. But as long as we are not aware, we experience opposite of divinity. What is the opposite of divine nature? What is the word opposite to divine? Devil, correct. Devil. Yes, exactly. If we are not divine, so we don't understand our divine nature, we will become more devilish. We are devils. Either we experience our divine nature or we experience our devil nature. So in human plane, we start, as we don't recognize our divine nature, we become devils. Devils in our own lives, personal lives, we mess up our personal lives and also mess up our family life, community life, social life, life in the world, everywhere. So we create chaos. So friends, everyone is a divine being who have come down to this physical plane to experience this reality, which we need to recognize, become aware. As we think that we are only Narudu, only just a human being with an ecosystem, but we don't have access to that true nature of our soul. We're going to experience a very limited version of reality, and we're going to see through a small, that kind of tunnel vision. Just a small tiny hole, we look at the world and we can't see the grander picture or bigger version of this reality that we live here. So friends, this Narudu state, we experience devilishness, evilishness, distractions, deviations, we misuse of free will, we act like victims, we blame others, we project our emotions on others, and our ego trips, they come with the Narudu state, with just the human personality and ecosystem. This is what we experience. We experience that conflicts in the duality, and we will be so far away from joy, far away from peace, far away from our laughter, far away from even the sense of our own true self, our true home. we'll be homeless without realizing our own inner divine nature. This is what we experience as just simple, just ordinary, just human ecosystem. But as we start recognizing, understanding that you are a divine being, suddenly you wake up. You wake up from deep sleep. Initially you will feel disoriented. So much disorientation comes. It's just like you're in a dark theater, cinema theater, watching a film. The film is over. From the dark theater, you're stepping out into the outside, the very sunny day. What happens? That bright light, you'll be disoriented. You can't see this brightness for some time. It takes time to adjust to this brightness. Many, when they wake up to their divine nature, they go through the disorientation period. The joy, they also, is it really? Am I worthy of this joy? Oh, joy is coming. So much joy, so much peace, so much laughter. Ah, wow, I feel home. But is it true? Is it real? No, it is not real. Maybe my illusion. We feel a kind of dissociated, disoriented state. It takes time to accept your divine nature. One moment comes, you totally accept you as divine being, and you as never separate from that Narayana. You are Narayana who has come down as a human personality system here, who is living here. There's no this separate selves anymore. Just I was reading a few days back about Diamond Sutra by Buddha. In that Diamond Sutra, it's called Vajra Chedika. It's like a diamond which cuts through all the layers. It pierces through all the ego layers and chops the ignorance. So that sutra, it is very profound. When I reread again, I understood something very beautiful in that sutra. It begins in that sutra that Buddha, one day he was in this Jetana grove, in a kind of beautiful shelter, a place, and where all the 1500 Buddhist monks are residing there in that place. One day morning, Buddha woke up and he took his bowl, begging bowl. He started going into the streets, house to house, begging for food. When I read this again, something I understood this time. Because every time you reread the same books, you understand it differently. The meanings are different because you can understand much deeper meaning of it. I read Jonathan Livingston Seagull so far 100 times. Every time I read this simple book, I understand differently. This Diamond Sutra I read many times. Again when I read, this time I understood. My eyes could catch something very different. Buddha is such an enlightened being already. He is such a transcendental one. Why he need to go and beg food? What is the need for begging food? And simple robe. He used to have only 2 robes to wear. Always. He washes every evening and wears again next day. Only 2 clothes. Not too much. Very simple. And one begging bowl he used to have. He used to go to each house. Some houses they don't give food. They will also scold. They will say, no, go, 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 go. And Buddha is an enlightened one. Even though many people rejected giving him food, offering food, they said, no, go, go, we are busy. Come later. Buddha took it as same as yes answer and no answer is equal for Buddha. Because in Buddha there is no ego left, no ahankar left. Every rejection he took it as equal. For him there is no self which is separate anymore. Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma state has reached already. He understood that everyone the same self is living. No separate self anymore. He understood that even though he realized, it doesn't mean that he is separate from others. Others and he, Buddha is the similar, same consciousness residing. So, in this Diamond Sutra, I understood about what is the divine nature. The divine in us which is living before our waking up, and in everyone, every single soul, it is the same divine. Same Narayana, same Paramatma, same Purnatma is living in all of us. It's the same. It's not different. And by being enlightened, that means you will not wear special clothes. You will be somewhere, Buddha sitting on a throne, now I am enlightened, come and bow down to my feet. No, he is utterly simple, with begging bow. He was showing to the world also that you don't need to be different. You can be one amongst everyone. Simple, be simple. So friends, divine nature doesn't mean that we become somewhere like a Superman and Superwoman. Somewhere we get these two horns, big horns. No. Enlightenment is recognizing your divine nature is you become more simple. Simple and simple. And ready to beg. Ready to go to house. And it also means that you are not even thinking about whether do I get food or not in the next moment. Absolutely you open yourself to endless infinite possibilities. Whoever gives, you receive with such gratitude. And whoever rejects you, you treat them in the same way. So that state of divinity we're going to experience through this inner awakening. So alignment to the divine. And what is plan? Is there a plan? Who created this plan? Is there really a plan? So there are only two possibilities existing. There is no plan and there is a plan. Think about that there is no plan at all in the creation. No plan. Everything is random. That randomness, it is going to create chaos. And it creates such mess everywhere. Think about all the musicians with different musical instruments joining and start playing randomly. What happens? You get nice soothing music or you get headache? You get headache. There must be nice symphony, there's orchestra, there's a kind of coherence and there's a kind of alignment to each other. Then there is a kind of beauty in that. There is a certain plan in the universe. everything that has come into the existence as matter, the energy which has come down as matter, consciousness which is created as the